Okay, so today is going to be the grand finale episode of me playing the Four Horsemen slash Galvadon as my two Paladin gimmick decks. And I actually thought it might be next episode, but then I realized obviously it's the first of the month, so this is a card game that actually does those monthly rotations properly, where it's not like randomly in the middle of the month like Pokemon online TCG and stuff did, where, oh, the season resets, but it resets on the 15th. Like, why the fuck does it reset then? Right? It should always be the first of the month. So the point is that I thought it might be next episode, because what I do is I do the first episode into the week, into the month, I mean, with the same one. And the reason why is because I always feel like the first episode is always very harsh and unfair, so it's a bad way to introduce a new gimmick deck. So next, well, I guess I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle then. No, I guess not, because like next episode I'll build my mage gimmick deck, which I want to involve Yogg-Saron in somehow. I don't really understand fully how, but we'll do that and some sort of anti-spell thing too, similar to what we do with the druid, but instead we use like whatever, the Trog, the anti-spell Trog that summons like a 5 Trog Zora, obviously, that summons a 5 cost, and of course the new expansion coming out isn't of much importance to me. I certainly won't worry about it with this deck. I might look through it next time. So yeah, this is the finale episode for that. And you know what's funny is that's the last I've never gotten to play successfully the Four Horsemen with the whatever, not the regular Four Horsemen, the fucking neutral one. What's it called? Rivendell War Rider, right? I haven't won a single game because of that in however much I played it, because I played the first month with just that, just the Four Horsemen, well, the 8 Horsemen, because I combined the two, right? The regular Uther hero and this one, obviously. But the thing is that yeah, that shows you how shitty it is, and it's not really built for Paladin. And then I introduced Galvadon for the second month, so I did Paladins for 2 months. Sometimes I'll just do a class for 1 month, but since we're getting close to the end, I kind of want to do it like this. And I didn't hate it, but Paladin doesn't seem to have as many fun gimmick-type cards as a lot of these other classes do. Certainly nothing as noteworthy as Renounced Darkness, Explorer, and Goro, stuff like that I love. But the whole point is that, yeah, we'll do mage. So next episode I'll build the mage deck, and then after that for the whole next month or even 2 months I'll play as the mage deck. So we're caught between, again, the anti-spell elusive stuff where the deck is all elusive minions, and, you know, again, other stuff that complements that, like counterspell and Lotheb, and again, like the Trog Zor that summons Trogs whenever you cast a spell. One of my favorite interactions in the whole game, like you play what is it called, Spellbinder, right, as the secret. So they'll cast a spell to try to kill Trogzor, like a fireball at it or something, right? But it'll absorb that and go to the Spellbender, and then you'll still get the 3/5 Trog from it. So it's like rubbing it in their face. That sort of sums me up in a card game. It rubs it in their face that, oh, haha, not only can you not cast a spell because I basically negate it, but I also get the benefit from you playing it and get to punish you for it, right, by summoning the Trog. And I swear there was an interaction before where it would get buffed too at the same time. Like it would summon the Trog and buff the Trog that it just summoned, right? And it would counter the spell, like with counterspell or with the Spellbender. But I feel like either they changed it or I don't know how I remember that happening. But either way, it's still good. Dear esteemed resort guests, you are cordially invited to join this year's treasure hunt, complete quests, and earn event XP and unearth the valuable treasure. Let's see if there's any cosmetic I care about, and they're just fucking random packs, so who cares? Player destroyed 75 pirates. Are we going to see the revival of some sort of shitty, annoying pirate warrior? Yeah, we'll do mage, and then the only ones left, I'm pretty sure, are rogue and, I was going to say priest, but we did priest at the beginning. Sort of my underplayed classes that I focus on. But you have, but this has already been ongoing, so why is it acting like, I don't get how the reward track sometimes factors into everything else. Whatever, let's just get in, let's just play this. This is the final episode, so we get to see how well they both do. Let's see which one does finally better. And I would love to get a win as the other Four Horsemen is basically my point. Rivendell War Rider. Again, the deck isn't built around that at all. It's built around the other mechanic, but you would think it would have happened once just by sheer chance. And sometimes you're winning by so much you just do it, you know, by accident or whatever. It just happens on its own, or you go out of your way to do it because you're, you know, you can kind of do whatever you want because you know you're going to win anyway. No, this is why I don't like to start a new class on this episode, because you'll see what happens. It's the first of the month, so I get fucked because, you know, it'll be actually super competitive. Then next episode, I'll just mostly build the deck, and then the episode after that, I'll play. So it'll be like the middle of the month, so it'll be less competitive and whatever, because it's kind of a bad introduction to it. And especially when I do that permanent thing, like, oh, if I lose as this deck, I can't play as it anymore, and then when I lose as both, I end the episode, but then it'll be over in like 2 games because it's just bullshit, right? Where people actually be good and hardcore, even though it's bronze rank 10, everybody's still a tryhard. Either it's a bot still, but a lot of the time you get like, oh, this is some legend rank tryhard player who's just not there yet because they just started playing, just because it's the beginning of the month, obviously. But what's interesting with the quest is this was very much in my other deck too, or the whole reason why I had it was to use in the other deck. So I had never actually played it before this month, or yeah, well, last month obviously. I had never played it like that. Actually, to summon Galvadon, I had used it only in the Uther deck that I used briefly, just to summon whatever, just to get the coins from the questing adventurer guy. It's not questing adventurer, but it's something like that, right? So he'll give you a coin if you have a quest active, but I never actually had the spells to complete the quest. So I guess I could almost combine them into one now too, but it's not really worth it because that's the only interaction you'd be getting from it. Like, you know, oh, I'm gonna have the quest just to get the stupid ass one extra coin, but it doesn't synergize in any other way, right? So I got coins from other stuff, the thing that just gives one to your opponent. Of course, I don't know the names of any of these cards, even though I've been using them for the last month. The guy who says you raise, I fold, or whatever, or I raise, you fold. And so what it does is it allows you to get a coin, and it gives one like to your opponent, but it's okay. This is not really even worth it, but I'll just do it anyway. So that's the other gimmick that I sort of mixed into this, is the simple fact that I'm doing Galvadon, but I'm also doing every card that mentions having only Paladin cards. So if you don't have any neutral cards, it gives you some sort of benefit. Between the invitation chick, between the other one that's like gives you 5 spells that we're looking at right here, right, or 5 random Paladin cards. And that was a fun addendum to just doing Galvadon too. And they don't really have anything to do with each other, but I just kind of noticed as I was looking through the Paladin cards, like, oh, this could be fun to sort of combine all of those. So even though we've been doing this apparently for a whole month, then that means it almost doesn't feel right. You know, it's already over. You know, it's just because I do such short episodes. But yeah, this series has been going on almost for a year with just the gimmick decks alone, right? With respect to, like, when did I start it? Basically, at the end of 2022, I was doing the Death Knight thing. And so it was more towards the end of 2023 that I started to kind of segue back into the gimmicks. So I don't know what I was doing really in between there, because I wasn't really trying to ladder or anything. But as we got towards whatever, the middle or the end of 2023, I started doing this. And then, you know, obviously I started with the underplayed class stuff with respect to the underplayed class round robin, with respect to obviously playing as rogue and priest, but I forgot about rogue, so we still have to do that. And so I have to question whether I want to do that as well, the Oxeron gimmick with both mage and with rogue. So we do mage, rogue, and then demon hunter and death knight. So again, we're going to try to find the most fun gimmicks with each of them, and quite frankly, I can't think of anything really with death knight that I would like too much with that. Demon hunter I've almost never played, period, in any capacity. And the one thing I almost did with them is I did a demon hunter stealth deck as a gimmick, which has nothing to do with being a demon hunter. I just for some reason felt like doing it. So it was basically like, it was basically like, I'm gonna burn a fucking important card, but there really is nothing as long as you get Galvadon. What do you call it? the demon hunter, like I made every stealth minion in the game that you can use, and like the jungle panther and just random stuff, right? But the point is, it has nothing to do with the demon hunter. I could almost do it with a rogue, right, just for the fuck of it. But I don't know if there's anything really that would make that worth your while, right? You don't often get very good value with these decks. You just kind of, you're playing into some gimmick or theme just for the fun of it, just for the core principle behind it. Like, maybe if this was the 4 Horsemen deck, I could actually win with that other condition, but it'd be a real shame if I didn't even get a chance to play as that. Give your hero +3 attack. You can basically do whatever the fuck you want here. All 1 cost minions into legendary minions in your deck.
For justice.
Or probably should have done Direwolf Alpha. I can still do it there. I like how Total Biscuit used to say that back in early Hearthstone. I would watch his videos on like Direwolf Alpha. He says like with an R. That's like a certain phrasing that you see a lot in the UK. Like, well, I guess he was British, absolutely, but they'll say that like almost with an R. Sort of. What is it? Like an A sounds like an ER almost in certain contexts at the end of words and stuff. Okay, we can easily get Galvadon and just win with that. It shouldn't be a big deal. It's very disappointing if you don't get enough damage with him though, but then again, he sits around for a turn, so you get another chance to still do it. Whatever, we'll just buff whatever the fuck that is. Don't really care. +4/+4. Fuck it, dude. Like, you can almost use the fact that you get stealth too on Galvadon, right, for the 1 turn to also play another buff on him that you're gonna have an abundant number of. Doing that doesn't really seem worth it because it's actually worse than what he already has. You know, you don't care about his health. I maybe wasted too many buffs like that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're gonna win this no matter what. What you are gonna look for though is all those annoying ass cards like Asphyxiate or whatever that just conveniently will destroy Galvadon, right? Even though he's in stealth, which, because you would think, oh, he has AoE protection, because no AoE is gonna just destroy him. Like, that does damage because he's gonna have too much health already. But also, you know, certain things like Twisting Nether. That was like the first 2 times I played him. I think when we started doing this, we saw the first game we got Asphyxiated, and the second game we got Twisting Nether. So it's like, oh yeah, clearly people aren't going to be able to deal with this. You always got to take stealth and attack when you get it. Stealth. See, none of those are actually consequential at all. But I'm just going to do it to BM what is absolutely a bot. And they'll brawl or do some dumb shit. I mean, let's just let Galvadon do the honors, even though it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, you could almost OTK somebody with that, surely. Like, even with whatever health consideration they might have. The assumption is they're never going to be at full health, but if they have, like, Renethal, you know, you could have done some damage naturally in the course of the game, and it still won't be enough because they started at 40. But, you know, even with the armor, even with whatever healing they might have, you know, you never expect them to actually... I don't know, if these are bots, which I'm always unsure, but you would expect with that, they could make them still more fun to play against. Like, the PvZ Heroes bots are not so bad. It's not like what I'm using is very impressive. But no, I won't even play as the 4 Horsemen if I don't lose as this. I'll let this be the whole thing, but I'd like to play at least long enough to see that potentially happen. Right, potentially switch over. These have been fun decks. I do like the 4 Horsemen, but the one thing I criticize with it is it's almost like not a gimmick deck the way that all these are meant to be, because it has too much of a clear win condition. He's got the crazy eyes. I don't even really like the way that one looks. Some of the 3D ones are pretty cool, but I like the Ranger Sylvanas one. I didn't like the Clownface Arthas one or the Thirst Trap Ner'zhul, where, you know, you get to see his chest basically. Ner'zhul as a shaman, although I actually own both of those. And then obviously Clownface Arthas, where he's like smiling like a clown, that I always make fun of. The you know, the 3D Death Knight Portrait one. There's probably another one by now, but there actually aren't too many. Oh shit, this is something of a gimmick deck itself. And when you see, at first it didn't seem like it, but then when you see the fucking Malchezaar, I can't complain. Just trying to affect your deck as many ways as possible at the beginning. Has 5 spells on your minions, obviously. It's not really that hard to do at all. In fact, there's that one that works even if they're at full health. The Maki or whatever, it's something that heals something for 2 and it's repeatable. It makes it so easy to do that. It should at least only count if it actually heals them, like effectively, right? Oh, they got the 10th anniversary thing too. Why are you acting all weird? Like she's acting like she took damage from that. Oh, it does. Whoops, I'm a moron. Some of these cards I don't obviously know anything about. But no, I'll look through all the new cards like next time. With respect to whatever, if some of them fortuitously fit into my mage deck. Yeah, one of them will definitely be the elusive one, and that was like the original thing. I remember this is like was like when I was watching and reacting to the Jody Arias trial, and I'm streaming it and I'm playing exactly that mage deck with Frostlit Jaina, and I have Sogot the Slither, and I have, you know, whatever elusive minions were in the game at the time, and it wasn't really much of a gimmick at that point, or I mean it wasn't really much of a deck at that point, but it still was me hard committing to that gimmick. So I had like 2 counter spells, and I had the Trogzor, and I had Lotheb, and I had, you know, whatever was available, and it wasn't the, you know, the Draconids and all that kind of good stuff wasn't in the game yet because it wasn't, you know, Galakron hadn't come out yet. So it was even before all that, right? It was closer to when the fucking, obviously, double Fairy Dragon and stuff. It was closer to when the Lich King Heroes came out. The Death Knight Heroes, I mean. Alright, so this is draw a spell, costs 3 less. And you should be able to do that as well. Could have sort of tried to trade in, well, let's just ignore it, and I forgot to do that. I'm going to lose clearly because of that one little dinky misplay. Clearly a bot wouldn't be able to afford the fucking pay-to-win skin. Or whatever, the real money transaction skin. I always make fun of those type of things, and I never really buy microtransactions, but in the last couple years with this game, I have actually made a point to try to do it. So I'm single-handedly keeping the game on life support, because even if a clown like me is willing to do that, then that clearly means that it clearly means that, you know, the game will live on because it's in that bad of a state that even I have to pay, you know, I have to pay into it, because I always make fun of that too, and I say, you know, it's gonna be, fuck, that one's always a useless. Come on. Really? You're not even gonna get offered stealth, so now they can easily deal with it. Now I can't even complain. I guess I can complain about the bad RNG that you don't get stealth in the process, but what are even the abilities? Fucking stupid ass shit. You don't even get the death rattle. Yeah, nice power creep bullshit card, dude. Fun and interactive, even though the whole point of Galvadon is to make it non-interactive. What are the chances you don't get stealth? Now it doesn't matter even what I do. And you still do get some sexy values here, but choose 2 enemy minions, choose a non-titan minion, summon a copy with +2/+2, summon a random 6 cost minion, give a ton of lifesteal. They attack, but it would still be alive. And you'd have to trade in like that if you really give it a ton of lifesteal. So you're really going to leave this shit around, or you're going to sack your Titan into it? Like what? Yes, of course. Now you'll be able to use that, but you don't have enough mana. Yes, of course. I should have played around. Oh no, now you do. I should have played around the Void Crusher, of course. The Shadow Priest playing a Warlock card, Void Crusher, perfectly logical play. Nice fucking game. At least I get to play as a 4 Horsemen then. And so we'll go until I lose that, because I certainly am going to lose here. What the fuck was that, though? The stupid ass... Not the fact... Oh, I guess you would have been able to do that anyway, though, right? It doesn't say target a choose 2 enemy minions. You might not have been able to choose Galvadon then. Right, if you can't target it, I'm not sure. But it didn't matter because I didn't have stealth anyway. You restored health this turn, deal that much damage to enemy minions. Is it non-Titan? So I'm going to copy with 2/2. I kind of am displaying in the series too how Hearthstone can actually be fun, because if you've never played the game before, right, you could do all this kind of shit, but you wouldn't have the sort of background knowledge. You'd have to kind of specifically look up gimmick decks, but you know, look how fun some of these decks are just in and of themselves. That has nothing to do with the actual...
Really? It's not too heavy.
You know, you wouldn't have to actually know anything about the game. Like, oh, just use Renounced Darkness and it's automatically fun, and you automatically get so much variety, and just, it's so dynamic. So if I win this, that'd be pretty spectacular, but it just doesn't feel like, even if I had gotten the Galvadon play, I didn't necessarily mean that I was going to win that turn, right? Because they do have this annoying ass Renethal health bonus. If your deck has no duplicates, discover Dragon. Deal damage. Okay. What the fuck am I playing as? This is what I mean. Like, if I was playing a new gimmick deck, it would be such a bad introductory episode. So I always say I play on the second episode of the month with the new one. So like I start, let's say it's not the first. Let's say it was the 6th, right? And that's the first episode. Then I wouldn't play until the 13th with the new one. But then I'll play into the next month with that same one, including the first episode, like the 5th or whatever. And then the 12th I'll play as the new thing. So instead of starting on the 1st of the month, I start on the 8th of the month with the new one. Basically just the second episode of Hearthstone per month. Because again, it gives it a better introduction. Although I guess it doesn't matter, because the first episode I mostly just build the deck anyway. But it just feels a little more fitting to do that. So we still get to play in the first episode of a month, but just not the first one. Right, that'll be the finale episode, because that's the most competitive. As you can see with this shitty fucking matchup that we get a bronze... Is this really a bronze rank 10 deck? Like, wow, I'd love to see a legend caliber deck then. Like, what the fuck am I playing against, dude? Although they do have Malkazar in there, so they're kind of trolling a bit, but they have so much insane amount of value. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Just use a meta deck myself, I guess. Haha. Okay, can you hurry up, dude? Like, I don't want to resign, but you're wasting my fucking time, and I want to give the 4 Horsemen some screen time. Bro, yes, it does. I agree. I've never been more on a page with one of these fucking avatars. She's my soulmate. Not just that she happens to say that, but the exact manner of the time of it, too. Until the next turn, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. Trying to do summon, gain Taunt, Divine Shield, random weapon. Like, there's just no path to victory. In fact, I might have been able to win this as the 4 Horsemen, because at least they stall it out so much, but they can't subvert the auto win condition, but which is so totally fitting with the gimmick deck, because they're not. It's not that they can't have a win condition, but it would not be super clear. It would be, again, what is really so gimmicky about just trying to play for that? I guess the gimmick is trying to play with the other one too, just because they happen to deal with the same characters, but you know. But that isn't even a Paladin card. That's just a 4 Horsemen neutral shit. Raza the Resealed. For the rest of the game, your hero power refreshes whenever you play a card. Okay. Oh, that is a incredibly clutch top deck, though. As much as I'm being such a negative Nancy in this game. Give a friendly minion +1/+1. Oh no, lose Divine Shield. Oh, that could be interesting. Wait, what? Oh no, after. Okay, I'm reading it totally wrong. Alright, that's fine. Even though it only had 1 health, it makes it seem kind of like a waste. We might actually hang in there. That was the most clutch play you could possibly get in that situation. Now we need the invitations to sort of hang in there. There's so much of this free infinite power creep bullshit value that happens over time. If your deck started with no duplicate, summon 5 copies of 4 minions from your deck. I'm celebrating that I got a 1 in a million clutch play, but look at how they fucking just do that right back. If your deck has no neutral cards, draw a minion of each minion type. I don't know if that really matters. I guess the invitation chick is the only one who could save me. Where the fuck is she then? How could I not draw a single minion? What the fuck are you talking about? 2 Silverhand recruits. Okay, dude. Oh, it's quite clear every time I thought I had maybe a vague chance of coming back, because I make a legendary Yu-Gi-Oh-esque top deck play where I'm giving up hope and I have no cards in my hand and it seems so one-sided, and I get that chick that gives me 5 cards and then I still get fucked. Like, bro, can you please just end this quickly? Like, I know that I'm gonna lose. Please, dude. This makes you appreciate it a little more, like when you don't have time, that whatever, you kind of appreciate casual card games more. Not that this even entirely is. This is sort of in the middle, although it still is a casual card game, I'll say that. Like PvZ Heroes this is, but Magic the Gathering is hardcore, even though, I mean, it definitely can be, but it's all about your approach. I like to give people the benefit of their time. Like, they sat through a 30-minute game to fucking do that shit, right, in the slow-paced, annoying control sort of matchup, even though my deck isn't like that. But I want to give you the proper victory that you get to see it play out, even though that wasn't a super fun or exciting way to win. But at least let me see that. But then again, it's like in chess. Let them actually do the checkmate, because you're putting in that much time. Don't just resign beforehand and be so cynical about it. Like, I want it to be a memorable moment. I would never resign in any of my games, and but I'm in it for the immersion. I'm in it to RP through. I'm not just doing it just to get it over with, right? The way that people treat it. So let's try to actually give the 4 Horsemen some shine, but we're never gonna get a chance to fucking... I mean, it could be the one, dude. I'd be satisfied with that as the grand finale. Get the one most elusive win condition in gaming history.
By the holy light.
This is really the matchup we're gonna get, though. I mean, look, dude, that priest was pretty hardcore.
By the holy light.
You already have 2 out of 3 coins for the Uther thing, so we would just need, obviously, Beardo and Uther, and that one card from this expansion does fit in pretty well, too. The barbecue guy or whatever, who gives me my highest and lowest cost card. The lowest cost isn't going to be Beardo, though, by default. It's going to have some limitation to it. Because you have all kind of other 2 cost cards. So now the only thing you got to see, imagine calling this card timeout too, when you're literally a class that has bubble and divine favor, divine protection, all this kind of other shit, right? You couldn't come up with a better name for this when that's exactly what it would be anyway, like just a bubble type of mechanic. You could just return that to the hand and I guess do it again. But I can't do it yet, otherwise my hand would be too full, because then I'd have to waste it. Now all I need to do is actually get the win condition cards, and it's already over. Right, by turn 5 you could already, well, you wouldn't win the game because you can't play them yet, but you know what I mean, like you already have your win condition formula. I want to beat one of those crazy invincible decks with this though, just to kind of flex the win condition potential. Like, oh, I want to beat like what is it? That billion armor druid, because like, oh, they couldn't possibly do anything, but then oh shit. Somehow I didn't really think of that. I have no choice but to do that because now, you know, I can't risk burning Uther or something. Yeah, I want the game to play out perfectly where we have every other 2-cost card that we drew. So that guy would give me both Uther and Beardo in one shot, just to show how busted that interaction would be. Or I guess you could build your deck that way, but then you'd be pretty short on the coins and stuff. Now you can't even do that one at all. So all you need now is you just need the, you don't even need a coin, right? You could get a 1-cost card. And I had that dude that gives me the bananas to actually serve as that fucking 1-cost card, but you could have like any Paladin secret would work just fine. Why is it called a secret? Because even I don't know what they are, and frankly I don't care because I can't do anything about it anyway. Nothing that actually stops any of these attacks, huh? Okay, so what we need now is just to +2 +6. I'd love to do a Rivendell War Rider, but I'm just gonna lose this game anyway, so that arguably didn't even help all that much. In fact, I'm basically still just dead. Cause yeah, it costs me, it makes me take 2 more damage, but then it makes me lose 2 more as well, or 3 more. Like, you know, obviously, shit. You have the little fucking frog divine shield. That's really gonna save you. So the health picture is what's really gonna fuck me over. Is this really gonna go out like this? I'm gonna have to use timeout just to stall out here. How are you gonna lose to this shit when the guy plays the Elven Archer like on turn 1? Fuck, and I can't even get the coin or anything yet. Right, so we would need to play Uther and have 1 more free turn, and then we could win if we get Beardo as well. So what do we do in this one next turn? I'm just gonna die. Because I'll play Uther, but then I can't do anything. So you see what a slow, shitty play can actually be. Is this really gonna be such a deflating, disappointing finale when this is the only thing? Okay, that always helped. Since when is that a 6-12? After your opponent plays, draw 2 cards. So I need to do that, and then I don't even have Beardo either, but I can't do it because, you know, the taunt would really be your best bet. I'm obviously just dead. 2, 4, 6. You can hit me for 3 afterwards. Right, shit, that's bad math. You could have done it. Whatever.
Well played.
Really, dude. I'm even letting you know that the secret doesn't have any value to it. Could have just done that shit to my face. Like, what are you doing? Actually getting farmed and clowned and BM'd by bots. Oh, if they're gonna play like that, I guess I don't know what to say. I'm actually gonna die if I do this because, or I guess not mathematically on the board. I can take out this Engine Shield Master and then I can kill this. Now all I need is the Uther win condition. So this dude is literally a fan of my stream and doesn't want to see me end it if in case I lose this game. Right, like that'll literally be it, so I can't lose. Right now the healing is incredibly appreciated though. Oh shit. Well, the only thing you need to do now is just decide to basically get Beardo and I just win, but he already had lethal and he passes up very hysterically. I'm saying, oh, the first day of the month or the first week of the month is always so competitive and hardcore. Also, we're literally getting bot players. Okay, at least we got a good amount of healing out of that. Right, with respect to being able to flip that shit back to my hand. I really couldn't tell you what the outcome of this game is going to be. It all hinges on old Beardo over here. Right, like if we get Beardo, we win. If not, bro is literally trolling me with fucking elven archers, dude. What? Oh shit, we just win though. Oh wait, no I don't. Okay. I fucked up because I forgot about that I didn't have one more coin. Fucking deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. Well, that's too bad, I guess. I mean, it would have created some problem for you, but then I maybe should have tried to kill that one first, or that is pretty fucked up. And I am actually going to lose because I didn't have the other coin. But I probably could have easily waited a turn, or maybe not easily, but let's just feel better that we don't get offered a coin here so we can actually see for ourselves what we have. Okay, dude. All I would have had to do was wait. No, but then I still wouldn't have been able to do it because I would have had to play this guy and then still waited another turn, so I would have liked to have won because of that, but I guess I'm not that low on health though, because look at the bottom 3 cards, put 1 on top. Well, now I have no path to even win because of the stupid ass. I mean, you're not going to be able to do Beardo anymore, so you basically just can't even win because of that.
I dream of a world true.
Unbelievable.
Big game hunter. The whole thing here is you're just able to, man, these games are taking fucking forever too. You're gonna try to just stay alive. Or maybe now I need to go for the other win condition because this is going to be okay. So the coin situation doesn't even matter anymore. It's just a question of, you know, I'll try to do the other Baron Rivenair, or I'll try to... Fuck. Yeah, that doesn't work out too well. At least we know what they got from Ysera so far. Oh, shit. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Oh, shit, I lose. That's it. So that's the end of the Paladin. That's how the Paladin died. Why did he get 2 lives? Because he bubbled out of the first death. And fucking Hearts, I guess he bubble Hearth, or bubble Hearthing away, haha, as the Paladin would typically do, as much as I clown on Paladins in WoW. Mainly WoW Classic because they just suck so bad, or they, you know, were so limited in scope. Auto attack, Andy, clown. So then I play my Hardcore Classic, you know, no abilities character where I'm trying to get from 1 to 60 with no abilities, and it's like, what better class to play than a Paladin? Because basically there's no difference. A character with no abilities, a character class with no abilities. Oh, so you mean a Paladin, right? Because they already don't have any, haha. Yeah, we got to figure out something for a mage. So the Galvadon one actually does better. But no, we got to figure out something for a mage for next time. And it'll be Yogg-Saron / anti-spell. It'll be like 2 separate decks though that I'll have to make with it. See you tomorrow. Okay, so I'll do a second part of this just because that wasn't substantial enough. So I get 1 more life with each of the decks. It's sort of the grand finale for the Paladin, the Paladin gimmick deck. So we'll go until I lose once with Galvadon, and then I'll go until I lose once with the 4 Horsemen, because that one was really short. I think I only won like maybe 1 game with Galvadon, and then I won probably 0 with the 4 Horsemen. So I maybe only played 3 games or maybe 4, but it was very, very limited. So but again, this is sort of why it's bad to start these on the beginning of the month, and why I end them on the beginning of the month instead, because it's the most competitive, right? These matchups are going to be a lot crazier than what you see throughout the month. whether it's inundated with bots or whatever the reason, right? All the tryhards are at the low rank here, so even though you can't see anymore what rank they are, so they could be legend players anyway, like literally in legend, not just like, oh, they're on their way to legend and they haven't gotten there yet because it's so early in the month and whatever. But people always speculate on that,
By the holy
like
light.
either it would be the easiest to get to a high rank at the beginning of the month or the end of the month. I tend to say it would be at the end of the month, right? Because at the beginning everybody is going to be competitive and try hard, although it's like it might not be, because if you play like as soon as the season starts, the tryhards might not be online yet, so you'll be beating up on whoever's there, and the only people who are there are going to be mediocre random players. So you'll be a diamond rank 1, and it's like, oh, you're playing somebody who actually sucks and their deck isn't even that good because there's just nobody online because it's too early. Or again, at the end of the month, all the legend players are already at legend, so the people you're beating up on the way are just trying to like catch up and, you know, whatever. Like they're all people who didn't get there, who maybe aren't that good, so it's just whoever is left. So it's not going to be nearly as competitive, and nobody really cares because again, anybody, if it's the last day of the season or close to it, maybe it's like the few days right before the last day. The last day, there's going to be too many people tryharding to try to catch up and speed run there in their last chance to get there. But a few days before, nobody really cares. And right, everybody who's going to be there is already there. The last minute people aren't doing it quite yet. So yeah, we're going to have to deal with the fucking cancer style of play of the rogue that I never really liked. It's one of those very insular mechanical structures. Like everything is just very, I don't know, very contrived, right? That's just how rogues work. And it doesn't mean that you could do this like 3 times, which I actually wouldn't even mind. And the reason why is because we're almost going to be there now. I'll just buff them a couple more times, and the whole goal is just to get out Galvadon. So even though that seems like a waste,
Thank you.
that is one of the best ways to get your fucking Galvadon count out there. But no, it's so contrived. You know, the whole combo thing is even stupid. The way that a lot of their win conditions work is very oddly specific and insular, right? It doesn't interact with anything else. It's kind of just meant for the one specific thing. I'm not even saying it's objectively bad. I'm just saying it's not something that I ever liked. So again, rogues and priests are the 2 classes that I like the least. Maybe their whole copycat aspect of other classes would be something you might think I like, but it's sort of halfway, right? If you really want to do that, just do Renounced Darkness, and that's at least more fun and committed. Instead, they're kind of like a wannabe class stealer, right? Like with the mind, vision tricks, and all that kind of shit that Shadow Priests do, basically. And all the shit that that rogues do, that discover or copy a card from your opponent or from another class. It doesn't really have much, you know, it's just kind of random, which again, sometimes random can be fun. In fact, a lot of these decks have been exactly that, right? Explorer and Goro, Zinazari, Renounced Darkness, they're all fun arguably because of the randomness of it, but
I do love a good
so the problem here is that I'm going to end up just dying before I get to do anything, right? Even if I play Galvadon, will it really be able to do 30? And it probably will, actually. So we try to speedrun just to get Galvadon as quickly as possible, but you can just immediately tell these matchups are not the normal ones that we sometimes see. But I guess that just means the normal ones we see are bots, and I probably complain about those too, but I still just can't believe this is my biggest little gripe, pet peeve about the game, right? Like my Ryan Gosling Avatar font moment. If you know, you know. The fucking stupid ass card backs being at this angle, so you can neither see your opponents fully here, you cannot see either one fully here, you can never see your own, which I guess that is pretty normal, but like all the other games put it at a horizontal angle, right, instead of vertical, so you can actually see them laying flat. Like Pokemon does that, Magic does that, Yu-Gi-Oh typically does that. Like every game in existence does that, so I don't understand how they thought this was a good idea. Or at least let the groove of this thing that covers it go down a little further so you can just see more of it. Like, oh yeah, you get the legend card back or whatever, and it's like, oh, you can only see half of it ever. Even for your opponent, you would think you normally can see more. I mean, you'd almost have to give Galvadon Taunt at this point, which is not the way that I typically would imply playing him. You actually will, and you might have to not. You have to hope that he can't be destroyed by something, but elusive would be pretty important actually. You can't really give him stealth. I'll give him double elusive, even though now I can't do the buffs. You should quite frankly be able to deal with that pretty fucking easily too. You know, 8, you can do 10, 11, 12, hit me for 3. Yeah, you can already kill me. You already have lethal. You don't even have to do anything else, but they'll sit here for like an hour and be a troll. Just use your weapon, use your weapon trade in, and you have enough. Like, what the fuck? So this is the first defensive Galvadon I've gotten to play, right, or I've had to play. So he is multifaceted. I do like that, actually. I never thought about it that way. Right, as much as I love elusive, you could do that. Make him a taunt, give him elusive, and it's going to be very hard to deal with him. But what's the point, you know? It's like some type of Sogot the Slitherer on demand. Bro, you can't do fucking basic math? Like, what is this shit? So we've lost with Galvadon. And so we have to just do the 4 Horsemen. Because this is the day when I do my magic episode anyway. But I'm just doing this as a bonus because either my Hearthstone...
By the holy Lightforged.
I mean, you could have easily killed me, but maybe we'll get a chance. But then I'll play as the 4 Horsemen. Then when I lose with that, I will... And I would love to see... I would love to see the ability to do this other shit. Maybe I do actually have a chance now. I have to do something with the Stegadon thing, but I can't. Fuck. He's gonna somehow kill me now, Stone. You should almost do this and then give it taunt, or I should almost do this. I just need something that's gonna heal my dumbass, and I can't figure out what it is.
Impurity will not be tolerated.
After this attacks, I don't care. Yeah, it should be pretty easy to do 2 damage or something, but again, since you can't target it, and what are you gonna do? Fucking fan of knives? Like, rogues still don't have that much AoE. Deal 3 damage to 3 different enemies. Could be my face. Okay. I mean, the fact is, you already had lethal the last turn anyway. Wait, why did that do like extra? I thought it was only... Oh no, it doesn't do 1 damage to 3 random enemies. It does 3 damage to 3 random enemies. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Even like I said, that last episode was unsatisfying. It ended too quickly, and now this one we have the same problem where obviously this shows you the competitive nature of the beginning of the month, which normally you wouldn't say that's a big issue, but when you're using something that's a gimmick anyway, it really shows.
Let the games begin. I will fight.
Whereas otherwise, the whole prize, if it would be, you know, oh, you're gonna get fucking... I've never used the Brewmaster very effectively in this either. Okay, I want to win because of the War Rider. I'm not even gonna worry about the other win condition. I want to win because of this. But there's no way I can control it. That's something of a gimmick deck itself, just by having that. But I haven't won with this a single fucking time. So that's... I'm gonna play only for that, even though I'll kind of bait you by making you think that I'm doing something else. We're gonna get clowned anyway, or I'm gonna have no choice but to win the other way because, you know, you'll never be able to beat them conventionally. Or again, it'll be so tight that you'll barely be able to even do that. Like what your deck is actually fucking built for. This is very dangerous to play against a mage too, but I just don't give a shit because it's the only coin thing that I do. I'm not gonna have the Galvadon quest just to get the other one because it's too much work and it feels weird. Like, whatever, I'm already using Galvadon in the other one, so I don't want to desecrate the quest by just using it as a fucking prop for a coin, even though that is what you would normally do with this. I must say that's one of the most fun cards I've discovered in doing this. Just these environments are very cool. Battle Cry, give it charge. What I don't get though fully about this is you shuffle it, but then you'll have to play out the whole fucking game pretty much. So I'll try to play for basically both of them, but I don't know exactly how that would work. Right, how would you trigger the death rattle and the fucking thing at the same time? It's like the 8 Horsemen effect. If you do both together, it just deletes their whole account instead of just winning you the game. There would be some way to do it. Like you have a a death rattle that triggers at the same time, and you have an AoE that goes off. So what it does is it allows you to basically... Why wasn't that actually highlighting? That was like visually bugged out. It'll be an AoE that you do that then causes a death rattle to occur on both this and something else that says summon a minion from your hand, and that minion... No, but it wouldn't be. But it would be. And the minion that you summon from your hand would be the fourth horseman of the other set. There's totally a way to do it, but I'm not creative enough to figure it out, or I don't have the patience. But so I wonder how that would work. Like, you would auto win 2 times at once, and it would trigger at the same time, so it would kind of make sense. Or this makes me want to do like the mysterious challenger shit, just because of how cancer it can be, and you could make it even more stupid in today's age. Not that it would be very good, but it would just be kind of fun to see, you know, how... But you have a limit of how many secrets you can even have at a time, but it's like, with how many there are, right, your literal whole deck could be fucking secrets at this point. I don't even know what they are myself when you know, when I play them like that. Reckoning... It doesn't seem like what they're using is very good, but you never know. There'll be some crazy instant win condition coming up. Let's do it and then try to play through the rest of the game like that. That would be my only form of satisfaction here, is if I actually win with that. That is uncanny. I've been using it from the beginning of... So not just this month, but last month too, right? I was using it the whole time. I mean, they could just polymorph it or something, which would really piss me off. Wait, but what happened? Didn't I have Uther that I should have gotten from that? Oh no, I always forget that it's the death rattle, which means I could almost burn it at this point. It should almost be the opposite, but then that would be maybe too good. Yeah, but you could totally try to silence this. So now, again, which one are we going to go for? It's totally going to be where we do trigger both, too. I don't always play the other 4 horsemen effect, but when I do, I get this one, too. But it's just too easy to get this one because you obviously have, you know, you have your whole deck built around that, whereas this one I have no such interest in. Oh, whoops. No, did I... Okay, I might have accidentally fucked that up if I clicked it too fast. But I don't even want to win because of that anyway. Like, how did I know it was going to be there? I clicked it before I even saw it. So now it might burn one. No. Ah, fuck. Well, I guess I'll just win with this without mercy then, because you fucked up my actual win condition. That is so fucking garbage. You got to do it in a way that's obviously guaranteed and pre-structured, and, you know, like a warlock could do it because they can auto-sack and stuff. But... Or I actually fucked this up yesterday when I lost the game, because what I did was... I didn't have enough... But I was going to lose anyway, I guess, but... They like all this defensive build basically that we create. We have the shield, we have the whatever, the reduced damage, we have the secrets. Like, I do like the sort of role play fantasy with protection here. A lot of minions that might have defensive effects too. This is a very cool, unique effect, even though it seems almost too strong, and it's kind of dumb that it doesn't lose durability even when you attack. Like, what's the point of it losing durability then? Why even give it a durability in the first place then? But no, I fucked up because, like, I played Uther, but then I didn't have enough coins. I only had 2 coins, so then I had to wait. Right, so it seemed like I had won, but, like, right now I've already won because I have 3 coins. Or, again, you could have 2 coins and 1 secret or any 1-cost card, any 1-cost spell, obviously, right? But you need at least 2 coins to make that happen. Okay, hurry up. We should obviously win this. Just play Uther, and then we just win the next turn. It should be very hard for you to do anything about it, unless you have some sort of shit that's going to make me discard something. Even though, yeah, I play one hero 1 turn just to play the next one, but it can sometimes actually be good for the sheer amount of healing and the sheer amount of, like, for the sheer amount of healing that you get, the armor plus the lifesteal plus the AoE effect. Like, it's not really good value, but... I am literally that type of dude who would do that. Like, oh, I'll play that elusive mage deck, which we're gonna get to after this, right? Literally next episode. But I would use Frostlit Jaina as my only defensive play, just for the 5 armor, even though, and potentially the lifesteal, but. Or sometimes you'll cuck yourself with the amount of space that you have, in terms of, you know, you don't have the ability to,
Azeroth will be purified.
I don't have the ability to do it in such a way that,
The time has come.
whatever, so we don't get a fucking actual win condition that I wanted still. It's just impossible. It's so fucking annoying. Or again, you'd have to build around it more. But I've gotten this one at least a satisfactory number of times. So we'll end with the Paladin as we began, playing the one gimmick deck I can think of, which isn't even hardly a gimmick deck at all. The fucking stupid ass 4 Horsemen. So I'll just do it until I lose. But of course that gimmick wasn't even enough for me, so then I did the fucking, you know, oh, I'm gonna make it the 8 Horsemen, haha, with the other one, but it's just not a real thing. Right, you'd have to build that in such an oddly specific way, which, to be fair, you obviously have to do it with this one as well, but at least this one is a Paladin deck. I haven't seen this banana guy actually in a couple games. That's always the one cost thing that I talk about, like, oh, you need a 1 cost card, so I'm not going to put a secret in here. I'm just going to use a fucking banana to do it. But again, the second banana is going to be of no use to you because you're going to need 2 of them. And even this guy I haven't gotten much value out of, but it still is good. If you're really in need of a coin, it might give you an extra one. And I like how much of a difference it makes when you start on turn 2 just by starting with a coin. That makes it so much easier for you. Right, that's almost an unfair advantage for certain decks over the years. Like, oh, you get to basically just, that's such an easy condition to get, right? Just have another 2 cost card. You don't have to go out of your way for that at all. Not like having the quest, not like giving your opponent one.
By the holy light.
Yeah, at least Paladins in this game are more fun than they are in fucking, in the fucking classic WoW. How I always shit all over them there, so people think, oh, I must hate them in this game too. But I like the whole defensive buffing sort of style of class that you could say they fit into, like the Bard or something like from other RPGs or MMOs. But it just felt weird. Like, yeah, you're doing Blessing of Kings on everybody in the raid because that still contributes more than whatever. It contributes more than what you would get normally out of just doing damage or healing or something like that. And so what you have here is, yeah, like how you start with the coin is an objective advantage for both mage and like this or various other decks. Just the fact that it counts as a spell, right? I've said that it shouldn't really count as a spell. It should just count as a card that you just play, but it shouldn't synergize with other effects. And I'm surprised they've like never changed that. So what you have now is the ability to try to get Beardo and to try to get Uther. And against the priest, maybe you could last out long enough because of how slow paced they can be. You can last out long enough to actually do the other one, but again, all you would need is like a silence or something basic, something like that. Lady in, when I see Lady in W, I get PTSD from Lady in the Water, the fucking worst M. Night Shyamalan movie. And that is a stiff competition that you have. Now with this, of course, it's not actually meant to be, you know, I don't actually need the coin, so now I'm just doing it for the fuck of it. But they could almost make me burn shit that I do need, so that might be a mistake. It's a cool card to have in here, but it just feels like a little bit overkill. Even having the quest one is an overkill too. That's why I chose not to have it. The whatever it's called, the one where you have to play the quest and then I keep thinking of it, oh, it's questing adventure, but obviously that's the fucking, you know, that old school card that everybody would use in early Hearthstone with but no, I sort of find this satisfying, the whole defensive build between this card and Cariel, the hero and stuff, right? Those are kind of fun effects. Or I should have used something. I always forget to do that. Draw 2 minions, which obviously one could be Beardo. Only fitting that you would have a defensive response for that too. Right, the best defense is a good... the best defense is a bad offense, because if you had more attack, you would have been killed by that. Or it's just random. I'm thinking of it more like the Anduin thing. Would be like that.
It's time to raise the stakes.
Do you need this stupid ass thing here? Let's actually do that. Because you might work your way to getting Beardo, or at least you'll cycle through your deck still. Draw 2 minions.
Be reborn in my
Well, I will get another coin anyway, right? Even though that seems like a waste, I'm trying to obviously get Beardo. So we're guaranteed to get the one dude here anyway. Ah, fuck off. We're guaranteed to get the one dude here. Uther from that, assuming you don't silence it or some shit. But no, this fit perfectly in here because it's a card that just came out when I happened to decide to start doing this, obviously.
It's time to raise the
I don't
stakes.
have enough mana. Reporting for
This could always be a mistake because you end up, you know, now if you can't play anything, you're fucked, or you might have to give up a coin. But I'll actually play an equality just for the fuck of it. Right, so I'm really kind of digging too deep here. So now if you kill that, I'll get Uther, but then I might burn Beardo, so then I'm fucked anyway. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack. I don't think it's the +1 attack that really matters with that. Okay. You gotta play like multiple things here. In fact, one of the bananas we won't even get. Okay, now we have nothing to fear besides the idea of you have nothing to fear besides being able to simply do Beardo, which I don't know when. Fucking we'll get that. But this kind of pace favors me because it doesn't matter how much healing they do, it doesn't matter how much board control they have. As long as I get to that point where I get my win condition, everything is fine. That is a little fucked up, but this is a pretty fun mechanic, actually. As much as I shit all over Priest.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience.
Just from the fact that you get, you know, you just have a bunch of high health minions that don't have high attack. I'm surprised I haven't seen that more, actually. I've seen that other chick, but I don't see people really play into it that much. Like, everything has inner fire on it, basically. There's so many mechanics in early Hearthstone, like, wow, that's a big deal as a one-off play, that turn into now you can just get it for free and do it to your whole deck. And like Lorthamar is a perfect example for somebody who loves board control and, you know, doing what I did like with the elusive deck. I had to go through so much work. I have to do these AoE buffs like Pride of the Wild that gives +1/+3 to everything for 4 mana. Wow, what a big deal, right? Because you get the fucking thing. You know, what a big deal that is, except it's fucked because you have no ability to actually do anything when it comes to, you know, it makes it too easy now. So I'm paying 4 mana for +1/+3 to everything, or similar shitty values like that, right? And I have to do several buffs and build a whole deck around that. Now it's like, oh, just play Lorthamar and everything gets doubled up. Like, what the fuck? You know, what would it take to equalize, speaking of elusive minions, but that doesn't really help you with the inner fire shit. You know, there's too many cards that impact your deck. Like, you don't have to work for it. Like, oh, summon something on the board and then do it. No, you just get to do it, period. Like, what the fuck? This is getting a little bit irritating. I almost don't want to,
drink with me, friend.
I don't fully get what's happening here, but I'm doing that to, again, keep digging through your lowest and highest cost card, which there should be very few things left in there. Or we're going to get the Rivendare War Rider and be tempted to play it here, even though this game is a little bit tense. And I shouldn't let it get down to that point. Like, I would have already lost if I didn't get, the fucking thing here. The, Equality Consecrate there. This is just an average priest deck, like just a million fucking legendaries, fucking long game shit. Right, like every priest deck is gonna be expensive as hell. I haven't seen such greedy, gluttonous priests since the Crusades or since the Middle Ages or whatever. You know, church asking for tributes and getting away with it on the pretense of exploiting religion. Just normal fucking shit. Like, even if you are religious or in favor of something like that, it's different than, you know, you can still acknowledge that it can be exploited for certain reasons. The window is kind of a little tight here because I don't understand what's happening. We're just getting super unlucky, which normally that hasn't happened here. But then again, one of the cards you're guaranteed to get anyway, because if I get that stupid grill guy, Grill Master, sometimes I'll just come up with nicknames for cards because I either don't like the name that they have, or well, there's my durability reduction that I say that you obviously, oh, why even have durability? But I guess that does bypass it. May as well just go for this. Their board isn't too crazy, but I'm getting a little bored of this myself. You have, you know, between the weapon and the armor, that is still a pretty good defensive play. Like, oh, you're paying only a mere 9 mana for a 5, you know, a 5/3 weapon with lifesteal and the 5 armor, which is not worth it at all, but, you know, it's still a very high impact play. And I don't have like a ton of healing in here anyway. I more so have damage reduction than healing. Bro, if I literally get Beardo, it's over, but I'll maybe stall it out still. Just because I want to see if I get the Rivender War Rider, unless I've already burned it or something. Right, like, let me wait till I, like, deck out and just... Or I don't have the luxury of time, maybe, to do that, but... There's so few cards left in my deck, I might actually be able to do it. And I might not get Beardo at all, ever. Get 2 random dragons, that could be very good value here for me. And I kind of want that to kill the other dude. Fucking stupid-ass game, man. I'm even trying to make it happen. Bro, you'll never see this effect as long as you live. Look at how few cards I have left in my deck. Clearly, this is the intention of how I built my deck to make it last this long, but within all reason, they should have already won because they've had such insane value boards. But again, even if I get Beardo, at least I have the ace in the hole. But if you silence... No, I guess if you silence another one of them, it doesn't matter. Right? Only if you silence this one or the last one is it an issue. Yeah, their boards are getting too good, so I can't do anything. Right, like, I can't deal with all this shit. I've already used my equality and stuff. I think I just wasted one equality earlier, too, because I my hand was too full or something. Okay, well, I'm at least happy with the fact that you did destroy it. But now that's gonna fuck me over and cuck me from potentially having gotten the guy. And now I'm actually gonna lose because of it. Oh no, we got it, but now I'm tempted heavily not to do it, but I don't think I can. Like, their board is too good. Their board is just simply too good. It would have been the perfect opportunity, but I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction here. Fuck this guy. That really could have been a self-cuck play, because like I shuffled those 3 in there, so that would have reduced the chance of me getting, you know, what I have. But that is like the latest I've ever gotten Beardo, and what a clutch play. Even though I, you know, obviously wanted to win the other way, they're just not letting me fucking do it, and I'm not gonna lose because of that. So we'll still keep going, but that was at least that was a suitably epic game in terms of its length. Like, that really went the distance, which you typically don't want to happen here, but I'm just appalled by how hard the other one is to play. That's the real win condition. It's not about, oh, how many games I win here. It's about, can I actually win with the other effect, because it seems virtually impossible. I was even about to in some other game, right, but my board was full, so I didn't have enough room, like, to play the last one or something. And so then I still won, but it wasn't because of that. Rexar is kind of a weird matchup. Not really the kind of thing this is good against, right? You'll just get rushed down. By which logic, you should almost keep Consecrate, and maybe even that. I'll just keep Consecrate. There's Rivendell War Rider again, but this would be like the least likely matchup to get that, to win with that too, because you have to drag the game out so long. Right here now, all I would need is 2 more coins, which is not that hard to get, and 1 Uther or the Grill Master, right, to get him. That's pretty much it. Beardo is sometimes the annoying one to get, as we saw like last game, because nothing just guarantees that you're going to get him. There'll be something that says, oh, draw a 3-cost card from your deck, right? So we effectively get Uther there. Nobody ever silences that. And so all we need is the coin fucking shit. Right, 2 of the coins. Fun and interactive auto win condition when you have, you know, gimmicks are meant to be very interactive because they're supposed to be random or whatever, but so they're going to be suboptimal and random, but they're not going to be non-interactive like auto win condition type stuff. Again, you might assume, oh, I have like a 10, 18 Solgot the Slither and all this kind of stuff, 14, 14 Draconid. So clearly you should win because of the gimmick of the elusive plus Lorthamar, but it doesn't guarantee that you win. It just guarantees you have a fun interaction that can still be pretty good value, but, you know, it doesn't automatically just do what this does. It's not so structured as that, like, right, you're just trying to get good value for good value's sake, and if you happen to win because of it, what the fuck is that? We're just gonna farm bots all day, even though I say, you know, how competitive this should be at this stage. You already have the 1 coin, although I don't have a way to get another one, so that would give you the second trigger. You only need 1 more coin at this point. So we'll do this to try to get Uther, although it might give me too much shit here. I might have to wait. Sometimes you should wait on getting the coins, but then again, you know, you're only 1 turn away where you need it, but it's difficult to play anything here because you have, if I do that, then you'll get potentially 2 things and potentially burn something. Right, like, fuck, I don't know. There's nothing really good I can do there because I'm getting like too much value and too many cards back for everything I'm doing. If I get the bananas, I'm wasting 1 of them, which I don't even need, but damn it, I can't even play the Grill Master at all. Yeah, this guy seems like a bot, at least with that deadly shot play. A bot or a troll. Especially with the timing of their movements too, like how they do it in like a robotic way. Like the turn's already over, so what are you even doing? Right, that'll be another coin. Let me just actually, that's not really what I meant to do at all, because you're still gonna need 1 more, so now I fucked up. That would have been the final trigger if it's just like I don't have enough room for all this shit, so I have to play some of these other cards. This deck is a little more top heavy than you'd want it to be, but just because I felt like putting in some of these weird Paladin exclusive stuff, like, well, not even that, but like just the invitation. I haven't seen that invitation check in all these games that I played so far, right? But like all the Paladin only kind of Lightforged build type of deck, where it's just all, if you don't use any neutral cards, you get benefits for it, which again, I'm not a big fan of that mechanic, but this is so fucking annoying. I can't play anything. Yeah, can I get the win condition in this game? And I don't want to risk losing because of it, because again, when I lose, it's all over. But then again, this has gone on long enough today. Yes, yesterday was not a satisfactory session at all because I got destroyed way too quickly. I'll go till about 10. I'm not going to go longer than that, but clearly we're just going to go undefeated and we get speedrun to fucking legend at this point. But I like how that September thing in 22 kind of really showed the artifice of it, though. All that time people making fun of me, oh, haha, you're stuck at silver 10 or something with all these gimmick decks. as if it has something to do with me and not the deck. It's like the one time I chose to just, okay, well, and I didn't even really net deck, but the one time I chose to actually try to ladder, I just do it and then I move on. Like, even though I hadn't played the game in a while, or I hadn't played meta anything in a while, right? That's all it took, is just 1 month you decide to do it and you just do it. So that's how insular and, you know, much about your deck it is. I used that fucking imp deck that wasn't even considered that good, and I even have on record people saying it's not that good, but it's like, oh, I get to diamond rank 3 with it. Like, how is that not good then?
I will not forsake.
I just have to kind of keep playing like that. So what you have now is the ability to, I always fucking forget to use that. The point is that, but probably there was nothing I could really even do. Right, using it on the opponent's minions isn't a big deal. Okay, so the only thing I care about now is we want to try to stall the game out, which against a hunter wouldn't be that easy to do. I really want to see that other win condition. In fact, I haven't even seen the animation for it, obviously. So I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it against me successfully, or I've never seen a video of it, so I just want to see it for the animation. So I'll try to go out of my way to do it here, but I don't know if I'll last long enough. Their deck doesn't seem really all that good. It just feels sort of obligatory that you would have to do it. I guess you could do it with Wild Pyromancer, but no, you couldn't, because you would need some other death rattle that summons something, and you would need the other 4th Horseman in your hand and the other 3 on the board. So like, I would have to do it in like a test game just to kind of see if it's possible or see how it works out. But you have, you know, a very low chance of being able to do that in a normal course of a game. You have the coin and everything. You have the ability to do this. Okay, this is fine. Okay, you'll put this on the top of your deck, which I don't really care what it even is. I don't need the coins. I don't need that. None of that is really what I wanted. Or, oh, you can't attack if you already use the ability. So it kind of makes the attack values of the Titan sort of useless. Although I guess in the taunt reactive sense it would still be relevant, but yeah, this is like a perfectly designed one because the effect is passive and ongoing in addition to the Titan effects themselves. So you don't really care about the attack value or the statting or anything. But like, yeah, Titan with elusive would be perfect because then it makes it so much harder to get rid of, and then you're just living off the effects of it. Yeah, some of these mechanics are so blatantly bold-faced power creep shit, because now does that mean it would be locked even if I play her again? Like, why would it need to show it here then? I don't think it works like that. No, it would probably reset if you happen to play the same one again, if you somehow made a copy of it or whatever. Yeah, this one shouldn't be too hard to simply last out and see the other win condition, but alright, put the thing on the top of your deck, which I don't really care what it is. Or, oh shit, we're already in burning card mode. Like, we would already win the game now if we just get this effect because of Uther. But, and we have enough coins that we can generate here, obviously. We've never seen anybody really, like, try to stop me or be able to in terms of, like, a hand destruction or something. I'm kind of doing it to myself. We're totally going to burn Uther, and then I'm going to have no choice but to win the other way, even though I could easily win on the board in the meantime against what is clearly a bot matchup. Or even if it's not, it's obviously like a free-to-play new shitty player collection. Right, so either way, it's not very satisfying. Use your hero power. Okay.
My hand is too full.
I don't want to do this because it's going to be like fucking endless loop chain of shit.
I don't have enough mana.
Right, everything I'm playing is giving me too much value. It's a good problem to have, but it's like, you know. Oh my god. Right, like, everything I'm playing is generating more cards, whether it's a coin or something else. And so then you're not able to actually do this in the context of something else. Okay, dude. So this is the pace we're gonna have to go at to get the fucking Baron Rivendare thing. But he can't silence any of them. I can't burn any of them, even though I have already come close to potentially burning something important. Right, I keep forgetting that I keep generating too much shit. So if I play that, then I have to play the other thing. And okay, at least if I can heal a little bit, I shouldn't be too worried about the health situation, which is my only sort of lost condition here.
Looks like I'm here just in time.
So whatever, we'll trade these two in, and then we can get Uther from this. And so everything should be good. Right, we're not seeing the Rivendare shit at all, though. I totally would love to see them now. I'm gonna get greedy. I want to see both of them trigger at once, too, not just simply having it. And seeing that one for the first time would be fine. Maybe that should be my overall victory condition. Just see that effect, and I'm satisfied. Because I'm clearly never going to lose with this deck. Bro, I don't care even if it has to be against a bot. It is a high-ranked rated game, and bronze rank 9. Yeah, a normal human would take that long to play the only fucking card that they have. But please don't have the bot function to resign, too, when you know it's over. Right, you always gotta BM the bots.
By the holy light.
What the fuck? I'm even making fun of how long he would take to do it, but why is your bot so shittily designed? You need chess bots level of dedication where they're so fucking good, which is easier to do in that context, but this is also a turn-based game, so for all intents and purposes, it should be fine. Or wait, did I just kill him without meaning to? Oh, of course, I knew that was gonna happen. That's why I didn't. But no, I would have actually just killed him. But no, I don't want the 4 Horsemen condition. I want the other one. But the problem is now he's not even going to kill my shit. I'll summon the other Death Knights, but they're not going to actually, you know, have anything to die with. I'd have to, like, Wild Pyromancer myself. Equality Wild Pyromancer combo to kill my own fucking whatever. Bro, you're so slow, dude. I was getting triggered by that in my last episode of Magic the Gathering, like where it's not about the win or the loss. I don't like to resign and I like to see the game play out, but some of these people just take fucking forever because they are tryharding, especially when am playing like a simplistic deck that has like a very clear criteria and no win condition and stuff. And it's like, you know you're gonna win anyway, right? You're just sort of outvaluing me just because of the base deck design.
Put your faith in the light.
I'm gonna accidentally win because of this anyway. Like, you know, just I'll auto do it every turn just out of habit and then forget that I'm gonna win because of it. So, bro, where are the fucking other 4 Horsemen? What the fuck? Why? I'm getting cucked by the universe. Like, they just don't want to see that effect, but I'm gonna see it this game. I promise. Even though there's gonna be, again, no way for me to even kill my shit. Right, I'll summon them and then I won't be able to get them killed, so the death rattle won't trigger. This shows you how insanely difficult it is to do, right, without actually building around that effect. This one would even still be easier, like I can just do it every turn, and if they can't get rid of it, right, that's why at the time, the win condition of doing it with Beardo is almost too good to be true, because you don't even need that. Sometimes it'll just be in the course of the game, you know, in that earlier stage of Hearthstone, you could just summon one here and there, and it might add up, and they might not be able to deal with it, even conventionally. Oh. Whoops. Fuck, I knew I would do something like that out of habit. I was totally trying to do the other effect. For fuck's sake, how long is this going to go on now? I don't want to lose just for the sake of losing, but I said I'll go till 10, so that's fine. Fuck, I had a perfect chance to see it there, but it wouldn't have been authentic because it's clearly a bot, but that was the perfect chance, because I would have been able to, you know, drag that out as long as I wanted. I was almost going for it against the priest because I had, you know, so few cards left in my deck, and I was almost willing to cuck my ability to get Beardo, but then I got him anyway. So I might have lost right there otherwise. We're seeing so many fucking priests too.
I will fight with honor.
Okay, so again, I'm trying to play for the other one, but it would just require you to sit here for like a century to actually get that effect, because it's so
I see you've brought guests.
bro's playing on this fucking Android phone. You get a different one for playing on iPhone or some shit, or iPad, or maybe that's just for playing on mobile in general. But we have the 2 coins, and we have Beardo, and we have that. So maybe I'll just win this one real quick, and then not even worry about the other shit. It's just like this condition becomes too easy to get that it's too tempting. Like I could wait and risk losing with the other thing, but. Alright, can we just... No. It's not a big deal. Like, we just need one more coin. Like, this is about the easiest, most fortuitous hand you can ever get with this, right? Where you just start with pretty much everything you want. I like how much people shit over the legend card back, too. Right, it just looks so bland and, you know, not very impressive, especially by today's standards. But even at the time, they should just update it and give everybody who already has it. Okay, so we literally already win the game unless you burn or steal some shit from my hand, which you very well might. You would obviously know what I'm trying to do. Like, why would a paladin ever use that if not for this effect? I'm doing it just to try to fill up your hand and make you burn stuff. Yeah, priest is almost too easy of a matchup. You'd be better off, you know, if that hunter deck was actually good, at least. Okay, so I can't really do that. That's fine, I guess. Just kind of wait it out. It's almost boring, right? Like, I'll just wait for your win condition and just do it in a way that feels very stale and meta and repetitive. Okay, that's not really going to come into play at all. That's such an easy thing to get, too. And just play on curve. Play a 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, why is that such a hard thing to get? Right, also a kind of boring preconceived win condition. Oh yeah, you don't see a lot of cool coin cosmetics. Actually, I always forget that that's even a thing because it's not something I've ever really worried about. You're doing this at times just to sort of dump cards. It seems very unlikely that he'll be able to do anything at all, because all I have to do is wait till basically turn 10. As much as I'd like to see the effect of the other one, I'm not going to go out of my way. Although, man, I should have just done it last game. I was totally trying to, too. He wasn't posing any threat that I would have had to worry about, either. Yeah, the longer this goes on, it's obviously going to be a problem. But I do like how nobody's ever, like, prevented me from doing this. Right, we have to survive for basically 3 more turns. Just play Uther on turn 9. Even if I had an extra coin, it's like, oh, I should play him early, but it doesn't matter because... you know, you would still have to wait because you're not going to have enough or maybe you have 1 mana left over. I always do the math wrong. I guess I could do that. Okay, so we're pretty much fine. The timeout would have been perfect to use on a turn like that, just to sort of stall it out. Because now I have to use both my full mana the next 2 turns. Or even on turn 10 if you want to wait for... if you have to wait for getting Beardo or something. I feel like it's often not that good, though, because... it's just 1 turn, so, like... if you're gonna die, you'll end up dying anyway. So what are the chances you'll get exactly what you need on that 1 extra turn? Look how easy it is. Well, I guess I just got lucky there, but like, it's so easy to do. Like, it's not even fucking, you know, you're doing it as early as you possibly mathematically could almost every game. Everybody has such a hard-on for that fucking title screen. But there's like a weird interpretation with it, right? It's like you're looking from Outland into Azeroth, right? You're looking as like a, you know, they're obviously just showing you Azeroth, like you're going into this wonderful world of Azeroth, but it makes it look like you're coming from the Dark Portal, from Outland side into it, right? Which is a perspective of vanilla, even though that's not really anything relevant to what you're doing in the game. Like, you're just a random human or gnome or whatever. But just from that perspective, it's interesting to think about. Where else could you be looking at? You're looking from the Dark Portal, but from the other side. So if you overanalyze it like that, it is pretty interesting, but... You know, oh, it's an Outland reference. Like, it foreshadowed the Burning Crusade, but obviously you knew the Outland is a thing. It's just weird to think about it like that. So we could pretty much go all the way to fucking... Legend rank right now if we wanted with this, apparently. But even though I'm saying, oh, this is so competitive, these episodes are so competitive, when it's the first of the month or the first episode of the month, it almost makes me feel bad for stopping when you're doing so good. But I don't really even care. I just want to win with the fucking other effect. I don't care about all this shit. It is so unbelievable how hard that you would think, but just by accident or just by sheer chance it would happen once, but it just doesn't. You have to go so far out of your way to do it, or build a deck just specifically around it. And even that's still not a gimmick, because it's still part of the same fucking auto win condition thing that is the definition of what a gimmick is not. Right? That's too much of a scripted, preconceived outcome. So how could it be? How could it be, you know, gimmicks are meant to be just some, I don't know how to explain it exactly. Like, it's just something that you hard commit to one idea, right? The gimmick, and just sort of let that ride out with it. And so you may very well win in the course of doing that, but it won't be like a guaranteed, structured, fixed thing. That also, it won't happen like the same way every time. It'll be some different way of doing it. Like, I don't know, like, you're not always winning in exactly the same manner.
Reporting for duty.
One of these games I'm not even going to win because of my normal thing. I'm going to deliberately deny it just to give a chance to do that. Which I almost tried to do a couple of times, but then I'm not going to let myself just lose either. I don't really want to do that, but... I've very rarely done that, where I've actually used the banana as part of the thing, because you can only use one of them anyway.
For justice.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Everybody using Renethal like a clown, too. It's such a fucking annoying card. Or in Wild, I guess Renethal still works as the 40 health thing, even though it was nerfed to being 35. But I feel like that wasn't even true. Because for a while there, I mean, I only really play in Wild. So for a while there, it was 35 here, too, I thought. But either way, I don't like it. And it was so overused of a mechanic. That's how you know something is well balanced and well designed, is that everybody fucking uses it all the time. Even decks that weren't really control or slow paced that would make sense, right? They would still have some other incentive to do that, right? For whatever reason. Even aggro decks, I felt like it sometimes would use it, which makes no fucking sense. But give the next Silverhand recruit +3/+3. Alright, so now all we need is this guy to die. And if you do that, then you will get... But you know what? Let's slow pace him out, because he's clearly not going to silence this. So we'll even just drag it out. So now, again, we're obviously going to win because of the other condition, even though I don't have any coins. I would still need 2 of them, despite the stupid-ass bananas that we have. Okay, we at least have 1 coin here. We're gonna get Uther right now. And if I do that, then you need 1 more coin and just drag it out a couple more turns. Again, I'm almost disappointed and dissatisfied that I'm getting this so easily every time. So I'll play 1 more and I'll only win because of the War Rider. I won't even use this other condition.
I will not forsake.
You could go ahead and make every one of theirs a 2/2 would be fine.
Cease your quarrel at once.
That seems to be fine. She has like the same vibe as that one chick from fucking Karazhan. Those little titans that are always telling you what to do. The stone constructs. The background lore of the Titans is always so cool how they present it, because it's like, it's so far beyond the scope of what you'd be worrying about, but it's always like, you know, it is like good sort of foreshadowing and building up to it, that it would have that much impact. Like, they showed a great amount of patience with a lot of their material, maybe even too much at times, where, oh, haha, it's gonna be the fucking, you know, we're gonna do Mist of Pandaria to sort of stall out the best parts of the lore, but what if I just want to attack, though? How do you even do that? Like, what if I... Honestly, what the fuck? Wait, I don't get it. I actually don't even know how that works. Titan, click on 1 of 3 instead of attacking. But what if I do want to attack? Nobody said the Titans can't attack, because then what would be the point of their attack value? They don't all have taunt. That is so weird. Just because she's a peacekeeper, she's a pacifist, and she doesn't like to fight, but that doesn't matter. Wait, I still don't have it, though, as much as I'm treating it like I do. Because you have the ability to, or I mean, I guess if one of them sticks around, right, naturally, now I could do it, even without the extra coin, just because, whatever. So now's the time where timeout could be good if it gets to that point, but I don't think it will. Okay, so the next game will be the last one, whether I win or lose, doesn't matter. Just, I want to see the other condition at all costs. That is actually unbelievable. Like 2 months of playing of this shit, that you would feel like we don't actually have it, though, because we have to wait until we get one of them to stick, or we have to wait till we get an actual coin, which that can be dangerous to leave out there too if you fuck up. The carryall becomes completely useless here too. The weapon I don't really care too much about. See, I'm never gonna beat this guy in a game like this on just the raw value, right? I'm never gonna beat them in a 1 to 40 health race, because they're gonna have too much value, too much healing, too much shit to worry about on the board. So the only way I would win, even as much of a shitty gimmick deck as I use, is just... Oh yeah, the Darkmoon Fair always has that overlap with fucking the old gods or something. That's like a certified conspiracy theory. Alex Jones of the Warcraft universe says, oh, it's not just some fair. The fair has some other, you know, New World Order conspiracy going on with it, and it's a way to satiate the old gods and stuff. Okay, we can actually win now, because...
Time is money, friend.
No peace, no rest. Death was you.
Okay, whatever, dude. Imagine winning, but still being disappointed because of how stupid this is. But this definitely earned its keep today. Like, why is this so much easier? And why did I lose with Galvadon, which generally I consider to be a little better than this? Okay, so this one, we have only one thing we're allowed to do, and we know what that is, so I'm not going to win because of this condition. I don't care. I will not. I refuse to use it. I will literally concede out rather than doing it. I mean, even mulligan for the War Rider, even if I have something else. So many fucking priests. What is going on?
Light shall bring
Okay, we even start with it, so it's meant to be.
With honor.
We don't need anything else. We just need that, and we need to wait an excruciatingly long amount of time. And if they silence it or something, I'll just literally give up. This light feels unfitting on this screen because everything else is dimmed out. Right, so it stands out a bit too much. So again, we just wait it out. I don't care about anything else. You can still use it for value and to stall stuff out. Right, some of these coins, but... God damn, I can't believe how hard that was to get, though. And it's very likely that they will have some sort of silence, or they ended up, like, devolving it, which sort of works as a silence. Right, the one time that I did have it out there. But just drawing into them is going to take so fucking long, too. Oh, shit. Why are we seeing so much of the same shit? It's not like this is some new meta deck that they're fucking using.
You fold.
So we're going to stack up the coin just for the sake of it. Maybe I'll even do it to try to get out a super early Rivener.
That's right.
What an epic grand finale, but you know, this did do pretty well unexpectedly. But yesterday's wasn't really very satisfying because we lost way too quickly with both.
It's time to raise.
We could have actually done Rivener right there. So my highest cost card, unfortunately, is not going to be one of these because we have way too many things that are 7-8 costs, like Carry-All and even Beyond Uther. I should almost have that with how much I love the anti-spell thing. Right, I'll make that for the mage, even though I won't be able to afford it, and I'll be too focused on using the Yogg Saron type shit. So we'll get Uther, and we can still play it and kind of scare him with it as we wait a century for this shit to actually play out.
The game begins.
Okay, that's kind of cute, but I don't know if Lotheb is really, you know, the greatest thing to use that for. Use that stupid ass 8/8 thing that gives you 8 armor when it dies and just only summon that. And, you know, keep flipping it over and over. But then how would you even justify that if... You know, if you have other minions, you would only have to have spells to bring them back. Would it be worth a quality consecrate? Not really at all, in fact. Alright, so we at least got what we wanted from... Or no, we don't.
I can't.
Fine, I'll just win with the other condition and just accept my fucking fate. How about that? Wait, I did the other... Oh no, it interrupted it with my own animation, I guess. Who cares? We'll just easily win with this like we always do. They always fucking cuck me, dude.
The spirits be restless.
Silence, well, they would have had clearly many options to deal with it then. Priest is arguably bad for that reason, even though it's arguably good because the game goes on for so fucking long that you would obviously be able to do it otherwise that way. Like, you know, any of these other matchups should be over before then, one way or the other. Holy shit, hurry up, bro. You're playing like fucking million cards. Okay, now we can do a quality consecrate for that, I guess, which I still don't feel the need to, but... We're just waiting for the stupid-ass Beardo here. Timeout would be good if they happen to get board control like that again. So we'll play Uther next turn, pretty much guaranteed. I want to win with this one too on a level that, like, you know, you just win without even using anything to do with Beardo. You just play them normally and they just can't deal with it, which can sometimes happen if the game drags out long enough or they just don't have enough value. Yeah, it's one auto win condition versus another. Fun and interactive game, by the way, but you know, I'm the one who always plays into fun stuff. This just isn't the time to do it. Right, Paladins really did cuck me with that fun factor. Because really, I genuinely looked through every single Paladin card in the history of the game, and there was nothing that was super transformative or fun. So Galvadon is at least moderately fun. The four Horsemen are arguably fun, but they're not really what I normally would define a gimmick deck as being, so I have no choice but to suffer through it. So we're obviously easily going to win this. There's no way Beardo's going to let me down.
Relaxation for all.
But it's a moral defeat because I never got to see in 2 months of playing as that, even if relatively short time, I never got to see the other four Horsemen play out successfully. So I don't even know what the animation looks like or anything. Okay, hurry up, hurry up.
For mercy, and I will deny you.
Anduin was always the butt of jokes. Like, he's such a clown, just fucking loser type character. We could time out, but it's too early for that. I don't know, he just looks like a pretty boy type of show-off kind of idiot who's not really good at anything, but... And then he's a priest who can use a sword magically, but that's one of those lore character allowances that they say, well, they're like hero characters, so they don't follow the same rules as a normal priest, but still. Right, that's kind of too convenient. They're like a hero class, but what hero class would be able to use a fucking, you know, be a priest and a warrior at the same time? Now you'd have to release that in some later expansion to sort of justify it. Because again, a lot of the identity in RPGs that is sort of lost in the sort of bloat over time is the identity. It even happens in a card game. It's the identity to the class of what they can't do, more so than what they can do. Like, you know, one day, oh shit, one day priest will be able to use every other weapon in the game and plate armor and whatever, just because, like. Okay, this is the kind of turn for timeout. Although I arguably still don't need it.
Vengeance. Vengeance.
Right, but we would respectfully need the stupid ass ability to get Beardo here, and it is taking a little longer. There's been 2 games where he's come in actually pretty late, and there is no like guaranteed easy way to get him, obviously, as what we have with Uther. We're going to be seeing a lot of Sogoth though in my next couple episodes, because that's exactly what we're going to be using as mage, although not maybe, you know, you don't always see him, but just other elusive stuff in general. And he's actually kind of antiquated with his value. Like, by today's standard, wouldn't you rather just have the Draconid 7 mana 7/7 with the same taunt elusive? Like, why would you even care about? I swear, the reason why they didn't make it evasive and made it elusive is just because too many of the cards actually have evasive in the name, so it seems a little bit too on the nose. Right, evasive, Fey Wing, etc., etc. Although that would arguably justify it too.
It's time to raise the stakes.
Drink with me.
I'm not gonna die from this. 14.
It's time to raise the stakes.
For fuck's sake. I mean, that's just a mathematical, you know, inevitability that it wouldn't be Beardo, but still, like... That's one thing that people always would say, oh, use a deck tracker, but you realize using a deck tracker is actually cheating, right? Because that's what your brain is supposed to be. Like I say in chess, why do you need, or wait, what do I say? No, in like Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't need my character skill like Ishizu or Destiny Draw from Yugi. I can just use my in real life skill. Same thing with like, with this, like I don't need the deck tracker. I can just track it myself with my brain, because that's their whole point. Okay, this is the perfect time to use it, but we'll do that just to kind of keep the fear factor on for him. And so now you get to consider that if I don't get Beardo now, I pretty much lose the game, right? Regardless of what I try to do with that. Oh wait, I still kind of need to play the coin thing though too. But even if I get Beardo, I might be fucked because... Oh shit, I might lose anyway then. I would have to do Icarial plus this. And the problem is they're going to have way too much damage still. Although not really, because it'll reduce the damage so much after the fact too. You may very well last out one more turn here, although I can't do much about Sogoth. Or no, I will be able to do it without... Fuck. I would have been able to do it without the coin though if that stuck around, but... Yeah, you don't even know how elusive work. He's trying to heal that fucking clown. I have no choice but to do this, and the reason why is because...
Our hardships only strengthen our...
You know, I have to survive, which I probably will still. In fact, it still doesn't do me well enough because... I fucked up again. I should have done it with the coin. I'm fucking stupid. The whole reason for doing that wasn't just... Okay, I'm just dead. There's nothing I can get because now even if I get Beardo... Or no, I even overrode. I'm so fucking brain dead. I overrode Uther too, but then again, I guess I kind of had to do that. Or maybe you just can't deal with this effect, but...
Cease your quarrel at once.
It really didn't feel like that was a loss either. But now I have no win condition unless I get Rivendare now, but they already fucking entombed him at the beginning of the game, so... Okay, whatever. At least we end on a loss fittingly, but... I get cocked in the moral defeat at the beginning anyway with that. Or no, I'm still not dead. Cariol is kind of busted at times. Between obviously both the... Well, I guess both of these effects are very similar. Right, you reduce it down to... You reduce it down to you can only take 2 damage at a time, but then also half damage rounded up. So it's going to be everything is 1. You're going to take more than 1 damage at a time if you combine those two. Which is pretty nuts. Okay, whatever. So it's a fitting ending, and we saw like non-stop priest today for whatever reason. Everybody just loves it.